How's it going, everyone? Josh with Stable Fit Life, and welcome back. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to take care of our hands. So you're new to lifting, and you're starting to develop calluses in your hands. It hurts. It's very, very painful. You're losing your grip. You still don't know what to do. This video is for you. So we're going to go over a lot of products that I've used, I've tried, I still use today. And I'll tell you the pros and cons to each, and then we'll go from there. So once you start to develop those thick pieces of skin, the calluses, really around here, you'll tend to find them pinky, middle finger area, potentially your finger, and of course in the middle of your hand, palms here can get a little rough. All right, and a lot of times when you're gripping a barbell or kettlebell, you get that notorious pinching, and it hurts. Trust me, I've been there. All right, but a lot of things that can help with your grip and with your training to continue to push forward is products like these. So everybody's seen powder before. So it comes in chalk. It was like chalk powder, right? But most likely it's in powder form, especially if it's in a bowl. Sometimes it's powder form. It's in a sack. It's actually chalk. All right. I used chalk for the longest time throughout the years, and I still have a bag of it because a lot of my clients prefer it. All right. But the problem with chalk, it gets a little messy. So if you're in a gym setting or if you have your own gym, it's gonna, you may not, care about it during your training, but after a while, it gets crummy, right? You have to sweep it, mop it up, whatever, so it makes it look nice again. But if you guys could tell, it's very, very messy really fast, all right? So that's one of the cons to chalk. Pros, it's cheap, very inexpensive. You can find it literally anywhere. And it worked. It's fantastic. Okay? So another product that I use, not really a big fan on it. Again, it wasn't as expensive. I think I paid maybe $8 for this online. But it's wax. And so this is WOD Wax. All right? And so the same concept applies as in chalk. You would rub it all over the barbell and your hands, it'll be fine. Same thing with a kettlebell. You rub it all over the kettlebell, your hands, you're fine. Same concept here. It's just now you have to make sure you rub it on real thick. So there should be chunks of wax on there. Now, it's great for barbell training. I love it. However, I'm not too big of a fan utilizing wax on kettlebells, because the kettlebells is constantly flowing in your hands. And so in the beginning, if you're a beginner, you tend to grip that kettlebell with a death grip through a lot of your movements because you're learning how to manipulate the kettlebell. So I've seen skin get torn up with wax on kettlebells. That's why in the beginning, especially if my client wants to train with kettlebells, we stay away from wax in the beginning. And now I do have clients who prefer wax, which is fine, right? That's why I have it. But in the beginning, we'll use chalk so that way they get used to flowing with the kettlebell. And then if they prefer the wax because they preferred it with barbell, we'll make that transition. So you have to lay it on thick. Now, if you have a bunch of kettlebells, hard style, competition, whatever you're using, you got to keep in mind that with the wax, you have to chip it off, either with a card or with some type of antibacterial wipes, which works pretty well. And you're just going to use a lot of your sweat and tears to rub that wax off to get it to really clean it up, because you want to transition either for your next session, your next client, or just having that kettlebell available for that next person or the next time you use it, especially if you don't like using wax. All right, so that's my take on wax. I have it. I have some clients prefer it, but I'm not a big fan of it. And another one too, you'll find there's a lot of companies that make this. Again, it's one of those things where it's just as much as the actual chalk itself, but it's liquid chalk. This is by far my favorite thing to use because, again, it's less messy. And so let me dust off my hands here so I can show you. So chalk made a mess. Wax doesn't really make a mess, all right, but it's hard to get off. Here, you put some in your hand, just like that. We're just gonna rub it like lotion. Get it all in your hands. Dry, 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 dry. And there you go. And I don't need to put this all on a barbell like I would with wax or chalk. Get it in my hands and I'm ready to go. And everything is fine. And the good thing about this, it lasts a long time. So when you're thinking about kettlebell training, for instance, you're training for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, sometimes even longer, depending on your training and what you're doing. But a lot of the kettlebell style training is muscle endurance, all right? So you're holding on to that kettlebell for a long time. And even if I put the kettlebell down and I rest for a minute or two, I still don't have to apply this again. So it lasts a long time. Like with chalk, you may have to reapply because of the sweat and all that rubs off. Wax is going to stay on there, but if it's tearing your hands up, now you got to take the wax off. But with this, you probably, when you sweat, it's not going to deteriorate the chalk at all. It actually lasts a long, long time, what I was very, very surprised with. And then I would say in a 15-minute session, I may have to apply it towards the end, especially when I start getting tired. But again, it's, dry, lasts long. Even if I spit in my hand, do this, it's still good to go. So it's great. So I stand by liquid chalk. I use it all the time in my training. But again, I have different options here for my clients because everybody's different. We train all differently, okay? So I wanted to talk about taking care of your hands. This is how to make your training, I guess, easier, especially when you start to develop those calluses. And these can help. These are great grip enhancers. You just got to figure out which one works for you. Now, quick tips. After your training, this is supposed to help you cover up those calluses, cover up those hands, so that way you can tackle your training day and finish off strong. Now let's talk about aftercare. Let's say you're developing calluses and it's just that next training session is going to be you're dreading because your hands are just not there. You need to buy some type of pumice stone. It's cheap. You can find them literally anywhere, Walmart, Amazon, it doesn't matter. When you're in the shower, make sure you take care of your hands. And we're not talking about grinding a pumice stone. All right, if you want a video of me showing you how I do my hands, please go into the comment section. Let me know if you want that video, and I'll have that video for you. But pumice stone, while you're in the shower, just slowly grind under the water, not dry, under the water. Slowly grind your calluses. All right, don't try to cheese grate your hands on the pumice stone. You're going to do more harm to yourself than good. Just enough today. And you, again, this is going to be several applications. You don't need to try to take care of this on night one. Just enough. All right, go in there and just feel for it while you're in the shower as you're slowly grinding away at them. All right, and after that, once they're done, once you get out the shower, you moisturize your body. Make sure you moisturize your hands. The next time you go to the gym, I guarantee you'll start to see a significant difference in the way your hands feel, and it's going to feel a lot better. So the more you do it and take care of your hands, keep those calluses at bay, you'll stop all that buildup and then avoid all those pinching, the callus pinch that you typically find with barbells and kettlebells. So if you have any questions about what we went over today, please comment below. Get your questions answered. Again, if you want me to show you how I take care of my hands with the pumice stone, or I'm not going to be in the shower, it's going to be over the sink. I'll show you how I do it and apply moisturizer just to keep my hands ready to go for my next training session. Please comment below. But again, take care of your hands. It's very, very important, especially in the beginning, because I find with beginners, you tend to develop calluses a lot faster because, again, you're not used to this type of training, and I get that. This is why we're here. All right? So take care of your hands. Take care of your hands in training. Take care of your hands after hours for your aftercare. But have a stable for life. That's the whole point of it. All right? So have a great day today. I'll see y'all next time.